higher.
Yeah,
it really is. So.
No, I don't think it is either because it's curved.
You know, let me try this real
Okay.
quick.
We'll have this one on stamp.
I dug this shirt out this morning. This was the Reiner Country Clinic.
Oh.
1991.
Golly.
Not a shirt I wear real often, but I was on that committee because the Pomona California Dressage Society was in charge of hospitality.
Uh-huh.
And I was on that board that year, so we got involved on bringing Mr. Clinton here, which is very cool.
Oh, I'll bet.
Yeah, he was such a neat man. Gerhardt reminds me of him, and I rode with Gerhardt Bullets, so it wasn't just the accent, just a very calm, sensible way of explaining things, and very precise.
You know, it seems like when people really know their stuff and they really understand something, that they can explain it in a real easy way.
Yeah.
And then no matter what kind of question you have, they have a place to go to bring you back up into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They don't have to sell it.
No.
No. They understand the method
That's
well
That's
enough.
what it is. They're not selling it.
Yeah.
They don't care.
It isn't a gimmick. It isn't a buzzword.
This is how it works.
This is how it works, and if you don't understand it, well, let me explain it this way.
Yeah.
And there's, the tact, and that it comes with years of doing it, too, is you kind of...
Well, you can tell it's like Conrad.
Yes.
He knows everything.
Because everyone always jokes about dressage. Oh, inside like outside rein, haha. It's not a cliche, it's actually functional. There's a reason it works. Now, understanding why it works and how that supporting rein feels, that takes years.
Well, and so many people just think if you have the slack out of the reins that you're pulling.
Right.
And it's like...
No, if I'm shaking your hand, am I pulling you?
Right. And you try to say, okay, if you are pulling, the horse is pulling back.
Yeah.
So as soon as somebody pulls, you're going to see resistance. So you can't really pull because they're going to do that.
You're basically making suggestions.
Oh, I don't know if you want to flex him around a little bit on the ground and see how he is with that. Yeah, I think you're right. It was too low.
Yeah, I like that. That is a major eye booger. I know your mom tried to get that out of your head a minute ago. It's
and it just sank into oblivion.
Just went down inside.
I'll wash him out. I'll wash his eyes today.
Yeah, I'm just once in a while. I think part of it, he gets very relaxed at night. He lays down, puts his head on the ground, and gets sand in his eyes. You're so relaxed.
There was a horse at the clinic, an Arabian, and the girl was having a bad time and she got very scared and upset. And so he got on it and he was doing the one rein stops from the trot, the spiraling, he said you bring their nose around until they come from the trot to the walk, and then you flex them around and stop them. So this horse would turn its head and just run sideways through the bit. And then it would like start cantering sideways, and he would, you know, keep his hand out and hang with it. And he said, this is very dangerous. And he said,
when you have one that runs blind, that's
he said, this horse is just very willing to go right through that shoulder and just fly along. And
anyway, go on.
yes, he's being silly. He's funny today. So it was just real interesting because he rode the horse and he told everybody else, he said, you do this at the trot, I'm going to do it at the canter. And that horse went all the way around the arena sideways, cantering sideways. And he had his hand out, you know, and wouldn't get him out, let him out of it, but he wouldn't crank him so he'd fall. And
there's the trick.
He kept saying, you know, this horse is just a Fruit Loop. And he finally...
It didn't help that it was an Arabian.
No.
Unfortunately.
So, he rode the horse all day, and you could see the horse getting better and better, the head coming down, relaxing, understanding, starting to give, starting to yield. And, you know, but it took a really good rider spending hours on this horse
that wasn't reacting
to ride him through it and stay gentle. It's one thing I'll say about Dale. He's very gentle and gives the horse every benefit of the doubt. He never ups the pressure on them when they're doing the wrong thing. He stays at that same asking, and it's real good too, because he'll say, I'm still asking, I'm asking, I'm asking, I'm waiting, I'm asking, I'm waiting, I'm going with him, I'm waiting. You know, he really explained. And I mean, some of these horses were rearing up at him, not wanting to, you know, go, and running backwards and then pinning their ears and rearing. And
spending a lot more energy than they needed.
Yeah, and he said, and he'd just reach up and touch him and tap him. You know, he never... So by the time he was done that day, the next day, they got to the riding portion, and he had put the girl on this other lady's Palomino horse. And the Palomino horse was absolutely darling pony, kind of. And yeah, and didn't want to go so much. And the gal was kind of heavy and lame, and she wasn't going to ride. So he asked this gal from the Arabian, would you ride this horse? And he said, the only problem you're going to have with this horse is it doesn't want to go, which is the opposite of what you're having with this horse. So he says, you're going to enjoy it a lot more because you're going to have to spank and kick to get him to go.
Because you're not used to using any legs.
Yeah. And so she got on that horse, and man, she just made milestones riding that horse.
She needed that.
She really did. It was wonderful to see. And by the second day, he had really fixed that Palomino horse good. And she was very brave and got on him, and she finished the last day and cantered a lot and did everything on him and really gained her confidence back with him.
It makes you wonder, how did she end up with a horse like that?
Oh, he was a champion Western Pleasure show horse. But no horse could go near him. He'd pin his ear. He was scared. The other horses, he'd pin his ears.
And had to really know what they were doing.
Well, he was trained Western Pleasure, probably in an arena like this with no other horses around, and he could perform in the backyard or in his area. Take him anywhere else or with any other horses and you're in trouble.
You're posing. Stop it. Thank you. I'm really not trying to tip you over, but I think that's what you're thinking.
How's that pad feel?
Feels like a little closer contact.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
He's blinking a lot, but his eyes look calm.
Yeah, he's kind of like, what are you doing?
Yeah.